Hello and welcome again to another special episode of Heavy Crow Movie Show. This time it's another timeline look at with another 3 a.m. message from Brian talking about another video idea.
And all I told you was Multiverse of Michael Myers.
Which I thought you wanted to see Multiverse of Madness again, and I guess I'm wrong. So
No, sorry. Well, that's not on Disney.
okay, well, yeah,
I can watch that whenever.
Kind of worried about that, but okay. How do we start this? Oh, I know. Let's go back and kind of give everyone a refresher. So, for anyone that doesn't know, which I'm sure if you're clicking on this, you might.
You probably know.
Michael Myers
on our channel.
is a character from the Halloween franchise. Halloween was a late 70s, right?
1978.
Yeah, 78 movie from director John Carpenter, where he decided, I want to make an anthology of like horror around Halloween, kind of like short story vignette type movies.
Kind of like what the movie Creepshow was.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, I got this one, and I'll make another one later. And that first one became a gigantic success. And so all the producers are like, we're just make more of that.
Yep.
He's like, but I don't want it. He's like, too bad. Here's a check. And
then he developed a drinking problem during the filming of the second one.
Yeah, but that's most directors back then.
Yeah.
So the second one's pretty good.
Take out one element.
Yeah, you take out like
one.
literally like a throwaway line of him being a
sibling to Jamie Lee Curtis.
And it's a great movie.
Now, here's the reason why we bring up that. It's because if you literally take away that, you don't get the 8 different timelines we have.
Yeah.
We literally have like almost 8 timelines.
So there's a sequel. Michael dies.
Was supposed to die.
So you know, he straight up dies in that, and then we have a third one, which in that version, it's a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carpenter had an idea for something.
Carpenter was involved with it. He wrote a treatment for it. Some other guy, I can't remember his name, was a sci-fi author, wrote a treatment for it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like John Carpenter's little baby, sort of, but he didn't direct it. That was actually Tommy Lee Wallace, who was John's understudy and helped with Halloween, the original.
Yeah.
Short version, that one is its own timeline.
Yeah.
It's its own thing.
In that the first 2 movies are...
Movies.
Yeah. Like the main character literally is watching one on TV.
Yeah, he's in a bar and like the commercial for the original Halloween plays.
Yeah. So, and then we have 3, 4, 5.
No. So then you have the Thorn. Let me explain this.
Okay.
Halloween 1 and 2 are their own things, right?
Yes.
That's all one night. 1978 massacre. Easy. Okay. Mental patient breaks out of a mental hospital. Decides to go on rampage, wanting to kill his sister after killing his first sister in 1963. 15 years later, he escaped. Okay. Easy. Straightforward. Then you get Halloween 3, which is about its own thing. So it's its own little pocket. All right.
Yeah.
So we already have 2 timelines. All right.
All right. We're going to just ignore 1.
No, 1 is the first timeline.
Okay.
1 and 2 are the first timeline.
1978.
Right. Even though they were made years apart, they're on the same night. 1978 is its first timeline. So you have 1 timeline, okay?
Okay.
You have 2 timelines now, with Halloween 3 being its own thing. Or do you want to call it just pocket?
Let's say that's a pocket.
All right, so taking it away.
You do have 2, but let's subtract it.
Okay, so we're back to 1.
Yeah.
Now you have another timeline.
Okay.
You have the Thorn trilogy. The Thorn trilogy is 4, 5, and 6. But they're still connected to 1 and 2. So you now have 2 timelines.
Because it's a branching off the first one.
Correct.
Because in the second movie,
he pretty much died.
Michael dies. There's no living from that. I don't care what
evil
dead.
There is. He
dead.
got blown up. At the end of Halloween 2, he basically gets blown up.
He gets violently blown up. There is no escaping this.
Yeah. He's literally, like, you see him at the end of the movie, he's covered head to toe in flames. Like he is on fire.
He's a cinder of ash.
Yeah. Like, you see him fall down and burn.
Yeah.
Like, he's dead. He's clearly dead. But in Halloween 4, they explain that he's in a coma.
Which, no. But,
whatever.
okay.
Fine.
So, let's say this is one where he didn't get burned.
No, he's still burned.
Oh.
He has burn marks on his hands in all 3 of these movies. So he still got burned, but he was just in a coma from the burns. Michael in this trilogy goes after his niece, and also we learn the source of his evil. The Cult of Thorn.
So not the cult of Sam Hain.
No, but they're connected to Sam Hain. Actually, it's pronounced Selwyn, but whatever. We're going to say Sam Hain. Short version of this is a minor character in the original Halloween named Dr. Wynn. Apparently is a mastermind of a cult that worships a star pattern of Celtic origin called Thorn, in where a demon possessed a person to kill his family to make sure other people survive. The harvest or something.
Yeah, that
tracks.
That sounds Celtic. Sure.
And Michael is the vessel of Thorn. It's stupid. And Paul Rudd's in it in part 6.
Oh yeah, everyone forgets Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's in like the first one,
and he looks the same as he does now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
you literally could watch Ant-Man and Halloween 6, which are literally like 20-ish years apart.
Yeah,
same guy.
Like he just looks
the same,
a little older.
Maybe like a tiny bit older.
He looks maybe 5 years older.
Yeah,
if that.
It's amazing. I want to know what his secret is. Plastic surgery. Anyway. So now we have... Okay, if we count 3, we have 3 timelines. If we don't count 3, we have 2 timelines.
Okay.
All right, so 1 and 2 are its own thing. Curse of Thorn and 1 and 2 are its own thing. Okay. Now we have a 3rd timeline. Official. Okay. 1, 2, and Halloween 20 years later.
Okay.
At the end of Halloween 20 years later, Michael gets his head chopped off. But... there's a big but coming up. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Short version, Michael tracked down Jamie Lee Curtis, who was in witness protection for the past 20 years. 4, 5, and 6 are ignored completely. And after like a college dispute over tuition, Michael gets his head chopped off.
Okay, so this is not to be confused with the new movies.
Correct. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Okay, so this is the first time Jamie Lee Curtis comes back.
Yes, this is the first time since Halloween 2 that she came back.
Okay.
And killed him.
So, he's just been doing cult stuff.
No, actually, they literally ignores everything about 4, 5, and 6.
So, let's say...
It ignores everything about it.
So
He's just been dicking around for like 20 years.
So, this is a continuation of the first timeline, but it's
Correct.
a third timeline.
Correct.
Saying that he does not die in 2.
Correct. He just disappeared.
So, you could ignore 2 in that.
No, 2 still happens.
Okay.
1 and 2 still happen, right? Mm-hmm. But he just somehow vanished. They never explain how he survived a fire.
Okay.
So she cuts his head off Highlander style because we have to make a Highlander joke in every episode. That's on the docket, goddammit, until we do Highlander.
It's literally posted on the board.
Yes, and until we do Highlander, which is the greatest movie of all time. What?
I'm just thinking about how we're going to do that.
Oh, it's going to be great. Because there's different cuts of Highlander, too.
Oh, fuck me.
You're welcome, buddy.
And he has all of them right there.
Yeah, I got the theatrical cut, the universal cut, the European cut.
The Topher Grace cut.
The Topher Grace cut, even though he wasn't born yet. He was like 2. He still cut that movie. I have the Queen cut. Anyway, which is nothing but Queen songs. Which is also just called the album. So now we're on the third timeline. Now here's the reason why I say there was a but.
Okay.
There was a stipulation with Halloween 20 years later. There's actually a stipulation with Michael Myers, period. I don't know if it still counts. The stipulation is Mustafa Akkad, who was the grandfather of the franchise. He was like the guy who loved Michael Myers, right? Unfortunately, he passed away in an attack in Jordan in 2007. Rest in peace. But anyway, he had a rule. You can't kill him. You cannot legally kill Michael Myers in an official Halloween movie. It was in a contract because Michael Myers prints money. But they didn't tell Jamie Lee Curtis that until a day before filming. She almost dipped. The reason why she didn't is because a writer raised his hand and said, "What if you think you killed him? And the audience thinks you killed him. And we just never say it was a different guy." And she's like, the hell do you mean? He goes, what if he changed the uniforms of the guy at the end of the movie, and we'll take care of that in the next movie, and you killed that guy instead of him? She's like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
She then, all right, so now we're at timeline number 4.
Okay.
Halloween 2, Halloween 20 years later, and Halloween Resurrection. Have you ever seen Halloween Resurrection?
No.
Have you seen the Busta Rhymes clip?
Yes.
You've seen Halloween Resurrection.
Wait, is that...
Trick or Treat, motherfucker.
So, not to be confused with H2O.
Which had LL Cool J.
Okay.
This is a continuation of...
So this
One,
is, wait,
two...
so this is the one where in the house and it's like a web series?
Yeah.
Oh, God, early 2000s web series. Those were different.
Yeah. So this one was about Busta Rhymes gets a hair up his ass about filming. He's like a reality show producer.
He wants to make a horror reality show.
Like Big Brother, but like in Meyer's house.
It's like, it's whoever, this was a thing back then. It's, let's go to a haunted house and see who chickens out first, the show.
Pretty much, but instead it's a real life serial killer who murdered a bunch of people and is still on the run.
Yeah, so, I mean, like...
So we find out Jamie Lee Curtis killed the wrong guy. It was like a paramedic who was checking on Michael or something alone. Which is insane.
Yeah, no, it's always a two-person system for
and especially since this man murdered like 15 people in 1978, murdered a bunch of other people in 1998, and you're checking on him alone. No!
I mean...
No!
He was probably making like $8 an hour at that time.
I don't give a fuck if you're making $1. You're going in there with Chuck Norris and Batman.
Yeah.
Like, and even then, I would have Obi-Wan Kenobi on standby, or something.
He's just looking at all of his action figures right now.
Just have them. Have fucking like Thanos there. Or something. This is Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
This dude survived an explosion.
Yeah.
At point blank range.
Yeah, I don't like that about horror things that they just tank damage.
See, like Jason made sense. As Jason was a zombie.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2 makes sense
because he's like a zombie,
because
right?
he's a genetically modified tank of a zombie man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, and Freddy makes sense. He's a ghost.
When you're just some dude, no.
When you're an escaped mental patient,
like
you don't tank 6 shots to the body. That's not what happens. And then get exploded the same night.
If anything, that's going to slow you down real good.
But Mike was doing fine. Mikey was like, whatever. But all right. Yeah. So Jamie Lee Curtis gets killed finally, which means that Michael has fulfilled his destiny of the Thorn Curse. He's killed his family. But the Thorn Curse isn't canon. So I guess now he just dicks off to his house.
Mm-hmm.
So he just goes to his house. There's a bunch of other shit that happens. I don't care. His resurrection's stupid. Busta Rhymes tasers Michael in the nuts. I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up.
That's the only part of the movie I've seen.
I bet you have. And he said, trick or treat, motherfucker. Literally like that. And
thanks, Busta Rhymes.
I love Busta Rhymes. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but
he's a national treasure.
That solidified him as the greatest actor of all time to me. Because he kicked Michael Myers out of a window after saying trick or treat, motherfucker. And later tasered him in the nuts. That's amazing.
That's cinema gold right there.
Genius. John Carpenter's vision has been fulfilled.
Welcome to the early 2000s, everybody.
So, Michael is like in a burning building, or like the house is on fire. The house collapsed on him. He still survived.
Yeah.
Because they end it where he's in a body bag. He's like taken to like, I guess, Haddonfield coroner's office, and he wakes up.
Yeah.
But that's the end of this timeline. That's it. Like,
because they're like, these are all dumb.
So how many timelines are we at so far? 4?
4 to 5.
All right, 4 to 5. Okay. Now we get to Rob Zombies. This is straightforward. There was 2 movies. It's timeline number 6.
Okay.
Do you want me to go into these movies?
Sure, let's go into them a little bit.
Imagine the first Halloween, but white trash.
Okay, so they remake it.
Yes.
So it's a remake of 1.
Yes.
And then a remake
which focused
of 2.
on his. Well, we'll get to 2.
I don't like that look in your eye.
2 was insane. 2 is the most insane mainstream horror movie I've ever seen, and I sat through Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Next Generation.
So
it's more insane
so
than
we're
Illuminati.
saying that's going to be those 2 movies are going to be their own episodes.
Possibly. Short version. There's a lot of good things about the first Rob Zombie Halloween. Actually, I'd say like the first 15 to 20 minutes is about his childhood. It takes away the mystery of him, though.
It's like he's just straight up evil.
He has like a shitty family. They're all shitheads. He kills like most of them.
So he's just it's more of revenge rather than him just being
right,
like
rather
Damien.
than just being evil. Like the devil. He had the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. He was a crazy person who killed a bunch of people.
So it's more of he's a killer by choice rather than by nature.
Right. So it takes away John Carpenter's whole thing of like he was like a force in nature. No, he's just a killer because he blame the guy
because he had redneck parents.
Yeah, and like the baby sister's already revealed there, so like Laurie's already there, but as a baby, so they bring that twist and they just bring that out of the way. And then it literally just plays out like a more violent version of the first Halloween.
Yeah, because that's
it's Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
what do you want? Michael's like 8 feet tall, has like long hair for some reason.
Because Rob Zombie.
Because
who does his wife play?
Michael's mother.
Oh, okay.
Who didn't get murdered in a massacre, but later, endgames herself because she realized her son is evil.
Yeah. Okay.
Which actually, I'm not gonna lie, is a really good scene. She does a really good job. She does a good job as Michael's mom.
Okay, but to clarify, nobody's pulling a gun out of their hoo-ha?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right.
No, she's
better than Texas Chainsaw.
Better than a Texas Chainsaw remake, which we still have to get to.
I shut that movie off because of that. I'm like, that's too much, man.
That's like the first 15 minutes.
I'm like, that's too much.
You know what's crazy? Have you seen the show Lucifer?
Yeah.
That's Chloe.
Really?
Yes. It's the same actress. Blew my mind when I learned that. Anyway. Sherry Moon does a decent job as Michael's mom, and she's like, she's not a bad person, right?
It's just we're tired of her being in these movies.
Yeah. No, I mean like in the movie, she's
okay.
not a bad person. Like her character's not a bad person. Rob can put his wife in a movie if he wants. I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever. They seem happy. I don't care. But her character is unnecessarily a stripper. Because that's what I needed in my Halloween movie.
Because Rob Zombie is horny. that's your answer.
Whatever, man. All right, but it's not even the weirdest part. So it ends with there was actually 2 endings to it, right?
Oh, it's one of those films.
Well, he had an ending where Michael literally died,
like
definitively died, and that was it. Like he's dead because he never wanted to make a sequel.
Yeah.
Studio was like, "You're making a sequel." He's like, "Fuck." All right, so there's an ending where like Laurie and him are basically fighting in the house. Now, mind you, Laurie Strode in this movie is like a 5'3" twig versus the Incredible Hulk.
So very David versus Goliath type situation.
She's literally should be dead.
Like he should just be able to just pick her up and
he tackles her out of the house, out of like the main balcony.
Oh,
and she's still alive.
Yeah.
She gets on top of him, shoots him with a revolver, and that's it. Okay, cool ending. All right, neat. Yay. Ready for Halloween 2?
Sure.
Just
give me the cliff notes, buddy.
Okay, it does start off as like a quasi remake of Halloween 2. She's in a hospital, he's in a hospital, but here's the twist. That's a dream. It's a dream.
Was the whole thing a dream or
no? Well, the hospital sequence is a dream.
Okay.
She's now a crazy person who is an addict. Carrie Fisher plays her, or is it Carrie Fisher or was it Margot Kidder? One of them played her psychiatrist. Dr. Loomis is a dick who's profiting off the murders of Michael Myers because, sure, why not? Michael is now wandering the greater Chicago area. I'm kidding. The greater rural Illinois area as a homeless man and sees, and I'm not making this up, a ghost of his mother with a horse. And she's in all white. And she tells him to kill people. Now, mind you, this isn't like a schizophrenic thing because Laurie Strode also sees the ghost.
Oh, okay. So Rob Zombie's just a hack. All right.
There is actually a behind-the-scenes theory as to why he did this. I'll get to that in a minute.
Drugs.
No.
No?
It was literally to piss off the studio.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. All right, that's fine.
Because Rob did not want to make the sequel. So he said, I'm going to make the most batshit insane movie.
Okay, so he's like, I'm just going to make a movie out of spite.
Yes. And it's so much out of spite that he destroys character growth. So you think Laurie Strode would be like going to group, would be in therapy.
No,
like,
she's a drug addict now.
She's a drug addict with a poster. I'm not kidding. Like an 8 by... Like a 6 foot, what is it, 8 by 11 or whatever that poster is over there, like that
big poster,
of Charles Manson, and his mugshot over her bed.
What's the style at the time?
It's 2009.
Oh, no, that was not the style at the time.
No, it's not taking place in the 70s. It takes place in modern time.
So it's just because it's a modern.
Just a random ass like Charles Manson poster. Why not? I mean, it's his mugshot.
People have Che Guevara and whatnot. It's
Well, but they're
I
not
prefer the Albert Einstein tongue poster.
Yeah, that's
honest,
funny.
But...
Or like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. I don't know, but anyway, like all right, so Michael just goes on like murder sprees.
Yeah,
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
And then it just ends weird.
Oh, it ends very weird.
Okay.
It ends extremely weird. So Michael gets Lori. He kidnaps her. He flips over a car. He kidnaps her. Takes her to like this like shed in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Illinois. This movie barely takes place in Haddonfield, right?
Yeah.
So like, Michael's mother is there. The police are there. Lori sees the mom.
She's like, "That's weird."
No, she just is like, whatever.
I must still be on drugs. It's fine.
Whatever. And like, she's like kind of struggling with Michael. Loomis gets involved, dies. Literally, there's also 2 cuts of this version where Michael is unmasked, literally unmasked, and talks and says the word die.
What if he just started like speaking really eloquently?
You know, that would be hilarious as shit, and I would have commended
It's like,
Rob
I'm
Zombie.
fully conscious of what I'm doing.
I'm really well aware of what I've been doing for years, Doc.
Just really like killing people, and I didn't say anything to you for years to fuck with you.
God, imagine that psychological twist.
It's like the I think the critic joke. No, the Simpsons joke where it's like, and that's Big Joe, and he's like, it's from the Cuckoo's Nest. He's like, he hasn't said a word in years, and Homer just goes, "Hello," and he goes, "Oh, hi," and they're like, "Whoa!" It's like, well, none of you ever said hi.
My God, I've been cool the whole time. I talked to Jerry last week.
You guys have just been real fucking antisocial with me.
Dicks. So I didn't have a reason to talk. Yeah. That's probably why Michael never talks. No one's just said, "Oh, hey, Mike." Yeah. "Oh, hey, what up?" Like, "Hey, Mike, why'd you murder your sister?" There's a really psychosomatic reason behind it. Anyway, so ignoring like the 18 endings to this movie. Michael gets shot in the shoulder by a police sniper, or was it Sheriff Braddock?
Whatever. A policeman shoots him.
The cops shoot him. He falls on a piece of farm equipment. Lori goes over to him and says, and I quote, "I love you, brother." Let's understand what he's done to her in this movie.
Oh no, we already know. It's just Rob Zombie.
He killed her foster parents. He killed her friends violently. He's killed literally anyone she's come in contact with. And she's just like, "Oh, I love you. I love you." And she stabs him to death. Okay. And then she puts on the mask, his dirty, grody ass mask. And then it ends with a psycho ending where she's in a mental hospital. She sees the horse and the mom, looks up into the camera, all Norman Bates style, and smiles. That's it. That's it. That's the end of this timeline.
Okay.
The look on your face is amazing.
Yeah, that's a spite movie. I can just see him just hee-hawing at the premiere at this wonderful fart joke he's made of a movie.
Yeah, if anyone is listening and you haven't seen it, I encourage you to watch this movie. It is amazing.
I implore you to watch these movies.
If you think, like, the first one's not bad. I get why people don't like it. It's not bad. It's not a badly made movie.
I mean, it's edgy 2000s garbage.
It's 2007. What do you want?
Yeah. We were all into Gears of War and jerking off, all right?
But I will say this. The first 15 minutes of Halloween 2 are fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Michael stalking an empty hospital to the song Nights in White Satin. And it's creepy. It's genuinely creepy. He's covered in blood.
I think he's like I'll show them how good I am, and then I'll just let this train
And
wreck.
what was the name of the woman who got really famous from The Help? She was in the first Spider-Man. She's a heavyset black lady. What's her name? Not Viola Davis. What is her name?
It's not Viola Davis.
Give me 1 second here, folks.
It's
I
not
apologize.
C Pounder.
No. CCH Pounder will not degrade herself to be in these fucking movies.
What if she did? She's like,
She was in Psycho 4, though, so, I mean, I don't know.
Wait, there's a fourth Psycho. There's a 3 and a 4 of Psycho?
Yeah. Yeah, did you not know that?
No.
There's a
Wait,
Psycho 2.
Wait, I mean, okay, I knew there was one, and there was a sequel.
Psycho 2 is actually really good.
And then there's, like, the 2 TV shows.
Jesus Christ, trying to find Halloween 2 and like 18 movies come up. Octavia Spencer is in this movie and gets taken out extremely violently by Michael.
Have you ever, like, watched a movie and just went, that's stupid?
So, like, her character is like the only other hospital employee, because again, this is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
She walks into Laurie's room, realizes her throat's been slit, screams, which I'm like, yo, didn't you know? Like, did you not see the 8-foot tall monster
No.
who somehow attached you? So then she falls over, Michael attacks her, stabs her to death like 18,000 times, roaring, basically. Mm-hmm. And Nights in White Satin's playing.
Nice.
It's a dope-ass scene. And Octavia tells it.
We'll have to, yeah.
So we're done with this timeline. So we're now at timeline 6.
Yeah.
Here comes timeline number 7.
Okay.
I told you, the multiverse of Michael Myers.
Yeah, yeah. You said there's like 9 of these, so.
Yeah. Well, right now we're on the current timeline.
Okay.
This timeline only consists of the first Halloween. Not the second Halloween, but the first Halloween.
So this is the current.
What is currently out there.
Okay, so this is in 1978. Laurie Strode is attacked, survives.
Michael is still like the hospital stuff never happens. It never happened. In this timeline, we learn that Michael was actually apprehended by the police.
A little bit of 2 happens.
Maybe like 2 seconds of 2.
Like the first 10 minutes of 2 happens.
Not even the first 10 minutes of
like,
2 happen.
Like where he's like running away and wandering.
He's just
through.
like wandering around Haddonfield and like he killed a cop and like the police arrest him.
Yeah. So like
that's literally what happened.
Like that's the most canon of 2 that's in this.
He doesn't like not even that. Like literally the only connection to 2 that's you find out that stuff in Halloween Kills, which is
it's a remake of 2 basically.
No. So
yes and no.
So 2's canonicness is as we're recording, Halloween Ends hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
There's still a window of possibility that 2 is connected, but it's extremely unlikely.
It's more likely that like so
it's like a diet version of 2 happened.
Yeah, it's 78
right
happened, and then 2018
just jumped right into it.
It's a sequel, but it's also a pseudo remake.
Yes,
and then the sequel to that one is like a pseudo remake of 2. But
less of a pseudo remake.
It takes some little ideas of like what
it takes. Like the only thing it takes is Laurie in the hospital. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Michael never even goes to the hospital.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not.
So in this timeline, Michael and Laurie are never related.
Yes,
they are not related at all. They even tell you in the movie they are not brother and sister. It was a bit someone made up.
Yeah, so like
he's literally just a mental patient.
Yeah, he's just some guy.
He was just
she happened to walk by his house.
That's it. Like that's it. And it's almost kind of hilarious because like you've had like what 10 movies now?
Yes.
Of him trying to murder his sister, and now for the first time since the original Halloween, she's the one after him.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one. So all right,
she's prepared. So in 2018,
right?
When the movie takes place in 2018, I think.
Yes.
Roughly.
It's literally called Halloween. So you're going to get really confused. So we're just going to call it Halloween 2018.
Yeah. We call it Halloween 2018. In this movie, Laurie has spent
40 years
living her life. She's lived her life, but she's also been preparing.
Man, she's mainly been preparing for it. She's basically turned into like Rambo.
Yeah, like so like she settled down and had a kid, and
train the kid to try to kill him.
Yeah, just in case. Basically, like, she's trained to defend herself and her family if this fucker ever came back.
And she also realized he's not just a normal man. He is evil. He is insane.
She realized like there's something with it. Like, because let's assume that Dr. Loomis talked to her. He's like, oh no, that he's more than
which
they never have the balls to answer. Is he supernatural or is he not?
If you want my answer in this timeline and the first timeline with like the Thorn stuff,
yeah,
the Thorn stuff clearly tells you he's supernatural. Yeah. Like that's clear. In this timeline, they're still sticking with the mystery, but he has to be supernatural to do the stuff he's doing.
He survived.
He's 63 years old.
He's 63, and he single-handedly 1v'd like 100.
Yeah.
Like
he takes out an entire town and kills.
Like in all those anime posts where the MC could solo this universe, like
Goku could take out the entire Marvel universe. Yeah, it's like the equivalent of Michael Myers.
Yeah,
taking out, like,
Michael Myers can solo the Michael Myers universe. He can kill anybody.
Yeah, he could literally fight. I want to see that. Like all the Michael Myers from we've established, right?
Yeah.
The 1 and 2 Myers, the Thorn Myers, the H2O Myers, Rob Zombie Myers, and this Myers.
63-year-old boomer.
Just fucking wreck all of them.
Yeah.
That's how insanely powerful he is. Now, this one was made by Blumhouse with love and care.
Which is something that you wouldn't
David
expect
Gordon
from...
Green directed it. He wrote it with Danny McBride. They actually came up with this idea of a trilogy in college. So they were sitting on this for years.
Yeah.
And they were waiting to get their foot in the door to do a Halloween. And they say, if we're going to do a Halloween, we're literally going to ignore all the other shit.
Yeah.
Like everything after the first movie is not canon.
Yeah, because it's all dumb.
It's just insane.
And nobody likes it.
Everyone, like, when they announced that, everyone got a hissy fit. And I'm like, that's... What? Why? Why are you upset? Like, the second you found out he was related to his sister, I would have been like, you know what? Have her. Go ahead, Michael. Kill her. Because if that's what he wants, he's clearly going to stop, right?
Well, I don't understand why they don't just kill him. I don't...
Like, why didn't they just put him in the electric chair or something?
Insanity is not a defense when you've killed that many people.
Well, all right, so we're assuming... So in the first Halloween, they only say he killed like 4 people.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, let me think. Hold on. Linda, Annie, Bob, and Mechanic. Yeah, he killed like 4 people in the original Halloween.
That we know of.
Nah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Like,
that we know.
All on screen.
He's killed 4, maybe 5.
He was only out for like a day.
Yeah.
So he there's no way he killed like that many people.
But now we've upped the body count to...
So in 2018, he how he gets out this time is that podcasters went to go interview him. Surprise, he doesn't fucking talk.
Yeah.
How do you interview a guy who can't talk, who doesn't like respond to shit?
They should have just been like, well, we want to do our true crime. No. He's
the
not.
state literally says no.
Yeah.
Because he's 63 years old and doesn't talk to anybody.
Like they should have just told him, like, he's 63 and he's not spoken a word in his entire life.
Literally since 1963, he hasn't talked.
He talked just fine as a baby.
And when he was 6 years old, he murdered his sister, and he hasn't said a word in literally over 40 years.
And he's not going to talk to... He doesn't know what a podcast... He doesn't even know what a TV is.
He doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
He's literally just a dude.
Honestly, if I was those guys and they got there and he's just standing there...
I'm out.
Statuette in the middle of like a hot
yard, basically.
Like yard, I'd be like... Nah.
No.
Let's go.
Let's go home. Let's go to Crystal Lake.
Let's go and interview the guy that killed his wife.
Yeah, so let's go talk to that guy, because that guy's probably more interesting.
Let's go talk to the guy that ate a baby. That's a better episode.
Let's go to Texas and talk to them Sawyer people and learn about the Illuminati.
You know, that is like a good indie movie right there. A guy just sits down and interviews like serial killers.
I mean, that's kind of reverse Behind a Mask.
Yeah, I kind of like that movie. I really do.
I love that movie.
We gotta watch that again. That's like a hidden gem.
That really is. If you've never seen or heard of Behind the Mask,
the
Rise of Leslie Vernon, it is an amazing satire on horror
in like slashers.
And slashers, and it's in and of itself is a great movie.
Like it's just like it's a fun.
He
watch.
literally is in a universe where Michael, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Hellraiser, they all exist.
Yeah.
Right? And he's just trying to be the next one.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Like he like
he works out. He's like, you have to fucking run. Like they make it seem like they're walking. No, those motherfuckers are running like gazelles.
You have to make your run faster than their sprint.
Yeah.
like you know.
You have to speed. You have to sprint like a fucking gazelle.
Yeah. And then make it look like you're walking.
It's not easy to do.
Like a lot of cardio, man.
It's a lot. If you really think about it, the Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees diet plan must be amazing. They should get into the workout business. Anyway, so this one, Michael breaks out from a bus crash because he was being transported. Because again, he's 63 years old. He doesn't need to be in a mental institution. He can just be in prison literally. He was just being moved to prison. It's like he's wasting tax dollars.
Yeah.
Just move him to prison.
Which honestly, this is weird. So the one actual fatal flaw is, I don't think there are mental health facilities like this for guys like him. They would have just put him in like a solitary confinement cell in a prison somewhere.
I'm surprised that. So we'll get into that at the end.
Also, this is Illinois. So that state probably would have killed him by now.
Oh yeah, no.
If he did this
if he did this in 1978, and he murdered this many people, and like it's clearly like insane. And his because actually, here's the craziest thing: they bring that up in the movie.
Yeah.
There's a great audio recording of a guy impersonating the late Donald Pleasance, who does an amazing job.
He's like, give this guy the death penalty.
He literally says, "Kill him," and then disintegrate the body. He needs to die.
Yeah.
Like, and this is like taking place, like this recording takes place in January of 79.
Yeah.
So like 4 months. He's like, they asked him like, what's your take on Michael? My take is to literally fucking kill this man.
Fry his ass.
Kill him. And then make sure his heart has stopped.
Like vivisect the motherfucker if you need to.
Put him in the electric chair. I don't care. Kill his ass,
chop his head off.
And then disintegrate everything.
Yeah.
Just burn him.
Because he might regenerate. We don't know.
We don't know. I am not playing that game with people. Bury him in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Just bury him in the ocean.
Honestly, what I would do with Jason Voorhees,
Put him in the middle of the ocean.
burn him, cement block that shit, dump him in like the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be happy.
Yeah, fuck it.
You don't know what the difference is between a trench and Crystal Lake. For all he knows, he's in Crystal Lake.
He's Poseidon's problem now.
He's Aquaman's problem.
Yeah.
Percy Jackson's problem.
So in this timeline, all right, we're ignoring all of this.
We're ignoring everything
It takes
after the
place
first movie. 40 years.
40 years
on
later.
the date.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's gotten out. She's like, he's gonna get out any day now, and then they're like, no, he's not. And then he gets out. He's like, see, I fucking told you, fuckers.
Yeah, she's literally like, I fucking told you, and look, I told you, idiots.
Listen, I would have died happy if I was wrong, but I'm
She
right.
literally wanted him to break out because she wants to kill him.
Yeah.
Which props to Jamie Lee Curtis for really selling this. Because, I mean, she's a pretty successful actress. She does not need to do
I
these
think
movies.
this is like her swan song type of thing, where she's
I wouldn't be surprised if she announced her retirement.
She's
after
like,
film
I'm
news.
not gonna get many cool roles like this anymore,
And I want to kill
I'm
this
tired
fucker.
of just being
Mom in like a movie.
So she's prepared. She fights it out with him.
Like Sarah Connor style.
She is whipping his ass.
She has her whole house in the middle of the wood. Now, mind you, he's not after her. He's just wandering around Haddonfield.
No, he's after her.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's never after her. He's just wandering around Haddonfield.
Just
The only
killing aimlessly.
Yeah, he's just killing. Just to kill. The only reason why he gets involved with her is because his doctor, who's like an evil Dr. Loomis, which is like the worst part of this movie, like gets his ass like sedated or knocked out, I can't remember, puts him in the back of a police car, drives the car to Laurie's house.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
like,
Michael wakes up, breaks out of the car, kills the doctor, and just is like, well, there's more people. La, 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 la. Oh, wait a minute. I kind of know you. That's it. Like, he kind of recognizes her. You kind of get the sense he's like,
I think
wait.
he goes, oh, I know that bitch.
he's like, wait a minute. You're the one that got, oh, hey, how you been? Ow, damn, why you shooting me? Ow.
Yeah.
No one says hi.
So he gets killed at the end of this, and then it's like no,
He's
not
trapped
really.
in the bomb in the house,
And
and
it's
she
set on
lights
fire.
it, and she lights it up, and it basically burns out. But they do actually explain how he gets saved.
Yeah.
And Halloween Kills.
It's-
the fire department.
Yeah, the fire department comes in and rescues him, and he murders all of them.
He 1v like 8s these guys.
Yeah, which
Have you seen the gear these dudes carry? These dudes are strong dudes.
These are
This is a 63-year-old mental patient.
Yeah, this is a 63-year-old man who has had no physical activity. They let him stand in the yard for sunlight.
Mind you, the only reason why I know his age is because in Halloween
You can
2,
do the math.
No, it's simple. In Halloween 2, they tell you he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
So actually, he would be 61, but whatever. He's 61 years old.
Yeah, but he's still a 61-year-old man, which, again,
Not saying 60-year-old people can't be in shape.
no, you can be in great shape.
In phenomenal shape.
Like Tom Cruise is almost...
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and Sylvester Stallone are in fantastic shape. But they're rich and have great
Trainers and all this shit.
diets. And
They're not escaped mental
they're
patients.
not mental patients that have been eating fucking pudding and
Well, Tom Cruise might be, but
yeah, but still, he's got a better diet and workout plan
than a guy in a Bill Shatner mask. Like
he's been sitting in a fucking padded cell, watching reruns of fucking Happy Days for 50 years.
which that's just gonna drive anyone insane. So all right, so now then Halloween Kills takes place the same night. He like 1v8, like 1v100s the entire town.
Yeah, he solos
Everybody.
entire fire department. Kills literally anyone and anything in his way violently, way too violently.
Yeah, it's like they take away the emotionless aspect he had of it, and now he's just angry,
He's like instead of like just being like,
killing his nature. Now it's just
mean,
I'm just pissed and
yeah,
killing
he was a
people.
little theatrical before, but now
he would do things where it was like he would prop up people. You know, you kind of got the sense that he was enjoying what he was doing.
but there was no anger. It was like
behind any
it was
of
like an
this.
art project. Now he's
Yeah.
angry.
And it's like, why? Jason's the angry guy. Let Jason be the
Yeah,
angry
like
one.
the way he killed, like what made me not like is straight up the old people death. I know I've said it in a bunch of other videos.
Yeah.
But the way he killed those old people. Was
There's
just,
an old
no.
couple he takes out, and it's like, like for no reason he's
It's
aggressive.
hyper aggressive.
But what's hilarious to me is that the guy he takes out,
Yep.
one of the gay guys, is was in Austin Powers, also killed in Austin Powers. So that makes him the only actor on this planet to be killed by 2 Michael Myers.
Yeah. Oh right, he's the one that went
He's
down-
like, no, and gets run over.
oh, he's that one.
Yeah.
I thought he was the guy that fell down the cliff.
No, he's the one who, like, when Austin's on the slow
really
train,
slow. Yeah,
and
he gets run
he's just
over.
sitting there going, no, and Austin's like, literally just move.
Yeah, smooth.
He's like, just dude, move. Like,
Yeah.
you're cool, brother. Oh, all right, okay, damn. Oh well.
that or just like hop on.
Like, fuck, where you want to go?
I'm going
Like,
2 miles an hour.
where you
Even
want
if
to
I
go?
hit you, it shouldn't kill you, but it just
It was just like mildly hurt your shin.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure this thing has a safety stop where it will detect somebody to stop.
Yeah. So that movie ends with
Michael just bouncing. He
So-
literally just bounces.
so literally the town tries to kill him.
what took them so long?
And honestly, that should have been the ending.
Yeah, they
I
should've-
don't give a fuck about any contracts. We need to see this guy like get his head taken off, and the crowd going, "Look, mob justice works sometimes."
Especially when it's a guy who has had such an impact on a town.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, mob justice isn't the answer unless the guy's like a known like murderer who's murdered everybody and will continue to do so.
And
unless
clearly
stopped.
is not stopping.
Yeah, like
And the police are just getting their shit wrecked by him.
okay, sure, maybe someone like Freddie should have had his day in court. Okay,
Freddie did have his day in court.
and he won
Yeah.
'cause-
That's why he got mobbed.
oh yeah, but hey,
That's why Freddie got mobbed. That's the whole story.
yeah, but hey, hey.
Like, Leatherface should be in court.
Yeah, sure.
If he even understands what's happening.
No, he doesn't. He's got
he's
the
just,
mind of a child.
he's just screaming of his own existence in
Yeah.
the courtroom. And Renee Zellweger tells him to shut up.
I just imagine him in a suit and tie, just going, because he's not allowed to
It's
wear.
just it's the fourth Leatherface,
Yeah.
or whichever Leatherface we said that was, just sitting there screaming. every 5 minutes, and they're like, "Bro, shut up!"
It's like, we're gonna just kill him, just to put him out of his misery.
And just put 2 in the back of his ear.
Bailiff. There we go.
It's clear this man is not like a functioning member of society.
No. But so, and now I'm.
Oh god.
So I don't like the ending of that one because spoiler alert, he kills the boyfriend.
He kills the boyfriend.
And like they're straight up like
he's a psycho about it.
Like it's straight up like there's no reason for any of this, but he's like, no, we have to make this movie darker. So here comes the boyfriend's
the
death.
granddaughter of Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
I think her name was Allison.
Yeah.
She's basically like now Laurie in his head.
Yeah.
Right. But so the boyfriend tries to attack Michael, which is the dumbest thing you could do.
Yeah.
Do not attack this man.
But like they're kicking his ass and like they're doing everything right. They should have survived.
Unless if you're a commando or Chuck Norris himself, you are not winning a fight against Michael Myers. That is not happening.
No, because
you have to be.
He's got instead of like God armor, he's got devil armor.
Yeah, like literally, like unless if you call in John Wick and John Rambo to fucking wreck him up, which that's a team up movie that needs to happen. John Wick and John Rambo.
I'm sure in like the 5th one we'll find out like Stallone's his dad.
I would love that. I would love that so much. Like it's just Sylvester Stallone just screaming.
I guess the math works. He's like 70. He's
Why
like
not?
55.
Yeah, why not? Like and Stallone seems like he'd be down. Like all
it's
right.
like I had you young. Yeah.
I had you young, man. Right before I went to Nam. Oh God, but like. All right, so Michael kills him, and then Michael kills Judy Greer, who is Laurie's daughter.
Which that the whole thing was just stupid
because it was kind of stupid. Where like Michael is like missing, right? Yeah. The police are trying to find him. She goes to his house, which was renovated very beautifully, I might add, by the gay couple.
Yeah, that gay
they were awesome.
They really flipped.
They were really awesome. Yeah. I'm like shit. I kind of want like no. Sorry, I was just getting it anyway. Like they were really like the highlight of the movie almost. They were hilarious. I think they were called Big John and Little John.
Yeah.
And the big guy was the skinny guy, and the little guy was the bigger guy. And I think that was the joke. And God, Matthew McDonald, I think it's the name of the and he is hilarious. Yeah,
but he was
Mad TV.
Yeah, and I hated him for that.
What?
I did not like a lot of his sketches.
But he is genuinely funny. If you see him, he is
genuinely funny. But his
I know you're talking
giant
about the
retarded baby
thing. Yeah, I think he even got kind of sick of it. You can kind of tell the look on his face is like, I'm doing this again.
If I have to show my weird pale man legs and ass again in like this underwear, I might kill myself. So they stopped it.
Like I'm pretty sure he was like, you guys know I do other things.
No, we want you to be like this insensitive character.
God. But so like and Michael posed them like their wedding photo, by the way.
Yeah, so
which is adorable.
He's like a weird like murder artist.
Which I don't know. Does that mean Michael's like? Does he even understand homosexuality, you think, Michael Myers?
I don't think he cares. I think he just thinks of all of us as like meat sex that make.
He's just like, whatever. Two
dudes can make a baby, whatever.
I don't care, whatever. Michael's like, whatever, man.
I have the education of a 6-year-old. Who cares?
As far as he knows, babies come from storks.
Yeah.
As far as he knows.
Like, what does Michael even know? He's been.
He knows how to drive, which still confuses me.
He's been like so much of this stuff doesn't make sense because he was locked up
as 6-year-old.
There's no education for him because he doesn't.
Well, maybe they taught him stuff.
How?
I mean,
if he's not talking, and if he's not
communicating
or reacting, like they said, like they'd shine lights in him and he wouldn't react to the lights.
Yeah, like Dr. Loomis would said he's just sitting there looking past the wall, staring through the wall, and waiting for something.
Yeah,
which means that he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
like there's actually like. Other stuff like comics and stuff like that show that Michael literally did fucking nothing.
So we have a giant.
Oh yeah, that's another timeline, the comics timeline.
Yeah, so he's got a giant 60-year-old 6-year-old.
Yeah, who's just killing people.
Yeah.
So he kills Judy Greer. Judy Greer goes into the house because she sees Michael as a child, which is weird.
And it turns around and it's adult him, and
And he just like murks her,
and then
he's
like,
just
movie ends.
and he literally just stands out there looking out the window, and that's
So.
it. And somehow, like, nobody sees him.
To right now, we don't know how this is going to end. I predict this timeline is going to end with him either dying.
He has to die.
Or Laurie Strode dying. And
or Haddonfield gets nuked.
Yeah, or something.
Watch it be like it's revealed Michael's an alien.
Yeah, or something.
Like, I wouldn't... Like, would that even bother you?
No, nothing in horror movies bother me because most of them are terrible. Like,
They are.
Like... These Halloween movies are awful because of just fundamentally flawed logic in most of them. Like
the first one's a genuinely great horror movie. The second one's pretty good.
Yeah,
take out that one part.
3 is decent.
4 is actually really good.
Yeah,
like if you watch I'll show you the beginning of 4 after this. It starts off very like, you know, Halloween. Like every Halloween I watch 4 because it feels the most Halloween. Like it shows like a moody beginning of like the rural Illinois and like, you know, farms and
so
like,
it's just you just have to ignore the stupidity of the cult.
The cult's not in 4 at all. No, there's no cult stuff in 4. That's only in 5 and 6.
So he just survived.
Mm-hmm. The only dumb thing about 4 is that he survived 2.
Yeah, okay.
That's really the only dumb thing about 4.
I prefer it if, like, in the movie, the bad guy dies, and then, sure, let him literally magically come back. Or just have some, like, I would rather it just, there's a demon.
Then you're going to love 4.
And it just keeps possessing new things to be.
That's literally how 4 ends.
Sure.
So like 4, he's trying to kill his niece, right?
Yeah.
Who, by the way, the actress who played his niece is in Rob Zombie Halloween.
I get 4 and 2 mixed up a lot in my head because they would play like back to back.
Yeah, they play back to back.
So I just assumed they were like the same movie.
So like 4 is the one where he has like that really shitty looking Halloween mask, but I actually kind of like it because it looks like a dollar store mask. It's like,
yeah.
He literally robbed a dollar store mask.
Yeah, he robbed like a hardware store, so you know that's not quality shit he's wearing.
But yeah, in 1978, he's like rocking that Bill Shatner.
He's got to be cutting his tongue on that fucking mouth slit.
Like, ow, ow. No, there's no mouth slit on any of them.
Oh, well,
it's just breathing. A rubber mask.
No wonder he's breathing so hard. He can't breathe in those things. It's like, fuck, it's hot.
Oh, God, okay. All right, cool. All right, give me a minute. Wow.
Anytime he's off screen, he's just ripping it up, like going,
It's all sweaty. He's like, oh, Jesus, why is it so hot this Halloween? What the hell? Hey, how you doing? Okay. Yeah, I'm Little Mike. Remember me? Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Pam? Yeah, cool, yeah. Oh, wow, you grew up. Wow, yeah, no, I'm just killing people. All right, yeah. I'll see you at the meet next week.
It's like when you meet your neighbors when you're cutting grass.
His neighbor's just cutting grass. Like, what are you doing cutting grass? It's like 4, it's like 8 o'clock at night. It's the best time to cut grass, man.
Oh, God, no. That was this summer. All right, so that's 6 timelines, all right?
7 if you count 3.
7 if you count 3. And they kind of like eat into each other.
Yes, they all literally cannibalize into each other, which is so confusing. I saw a video.
It's like a snake eating itself in infinity.
Yeah, kind of. And because there's going to be another timeline after this. Now, there is one timeline that is, I'm going to call the unofficial timeline.
Mm-hmm.
This was a Halloween movie that supposedly only took place after 1978 and Halloween 2, right? Like, so it takes place in the first 2 timelines.
Okay.
This was a never-made Halloween movie in which it was going to be made, but before Blumhouse bought it, right? This was going to be called Halloween 3D. This movie was going to be Michael's in prison.
Okay.
And somehow teenagers get into the prison and he's trying to kill them. That's all we know.
That's dumb.
Yes, it was very stupid. But it was going to have like a scene of Michael in the electric chair and he survived.
That's dumb.
Yeah. So that's the unofficial timeline of that. Because it was still going to continue off the events of the massacre of 1978, which would have been Halloween 1 and 2.
All right, well,
this franchise is stupid.
That was, I mean, at least that was not a time shifting. Like all of these,
it wasn't like Friday 13th where like we had to do math and we discovered that Jason Voorhees.
These all take place in a functional distance of time from each other.
Right. They take place relatively in the year that they come out.
Like 1 and 2 take place the same night.
4 takes place in 1988, 5, 89, 6, 1995.
Yeah.
Which is when they came out, 88, 89,
Like 20
95.
years, 40 years later. Like
It's relatively consistent.
because it's a guy who's, he's like old, and it's just like a boomer getting older and older.
And angrier.
It still works, because like a 35-year-old boomer and a 45-year-old boomer, that's still a threat.
I love how you're calling him a boomer.
He is a boomer.
I mean, yes, but it's like it's a hilarious concept. Is Jason? Jason's a boomer
because
too.
when
all these slashers are boomers, except for Ghostface.
That's why they're all boomer,
except for
slash,
Ghostface.
Because he's like
He's
the Gen Xer.
people. Well, Ghostface is different people too.
Yeah,
so
well, that's why I think Scream makes sense to me.
because it's always a different person.
Yeah, it's fun, and you can just do the same fucking movie with a little difference. It's fine.
I mean, Friday the 13th tried that, and it kind of failed.
Because that was stupid.
Yeah, because Roy made no sense. At least Ghostface made sense.
It's
Roy
like
Burns made no sense.
we're gonna use the legend of that last guy and copycat him. Okay, that happens in real life.
But
They're still dumb, but at least there's less. Like, Scream is the one franchise that has the most logic to it,
and honestly, the longest longevity between movies.
and like that and like Elm Street are two franchises that work because it's either good repeatability, and
Elm Street got bad quick though.
Yeah, but at least the logic behind things can work.
And the timeline in that isn't as bad as Jason's, but it's not as good as Michael's.
Yeah.
Like, Freddy has one consistent timeline, but the problem is that there's a gap between one of the nightmare. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic.
So did I. Fine.
We're very unprofessional. There's a gap between Nightmare 5 and Nightmare 6 that we don't know how long it's been.
Yeah, it's fine.
But we'll never cover that because Nightmare on Elm Street's just confusing.
You need to know math.
You literally need to have like a degree in like what's it really
quantum
mechanics to understand the timeline of Nightmare on Elm Street, because you can't watch them out of order like you can Jason. You have to watch them in order, but like one of them makes no sense to the other.
Yeah.
Like Nightmare 2 suggests that Nancy Thompson, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're back to Michael.
Franchises are dumb and should be hated.
Most horror film franchises should never have been franchises.
Clive Barker says, should there be 10 Hellraisers? No. Should my wallet be this fat? Hell yes.
Did he really say that?
No, but I'm sure he thought it.
I mean, I don't think Clive Barker, John Carpenter, these guys do not give a fuck.
No, John Carpenter literally says, I love it when they make ones because I sit on my couch and then a check appears in my hand.
Yeah, John Carpenter really did not give a shit after, because he was actually involved up until Halloween 4.
He's like, I'm sitting there watching a Pens game and all of a sudden I have more money. It's awesome.
It's great. And John Carpenter stopped giving a shit, but then in 2018 he started giving a shit again. That's why the quality of those movies are pretty good compared to the other timelines.
Yeah.
So there's no cult, which if any of these movies are gonna have a cult or Illuminati or whatever, why isn't it Freddy? Freddy would make the most sense.
Like literally, he should be like,
a cult deity.
Like, he was like So the reason why that nun got raped is because some fucking dickheads planned it.
Yeah,
because
he was like a Satan thing. Like, why isn't there that with Nightmare? That would make the most sense, given that that's completely
he's literally
supernatural.
a demon.
He's
he
literally
made contracts with other demons to become a demon.
to become like a ghost demon thing.
Yeah,
I call him a ghost, but that's just me.
Like, isn't it in canon that he is a demon?
Yeah, he made a deal right before he died, or as he was dying, to become immortal.
Yeah.
And just kill people forever.
I think he went down to hell and he's like, hey, can I fuck shit up on Earth? And he's like, groovy.
Go for it.
Yeah,
have fun. But you have one condition. What? You have to have people remember you. Well, how the fuck am I going to do that? I don't know. Figure it out, champ. Bye.
I'm sure the way I murder these bitches, you let one live. That's the thing. You got to let like one or two live.
Satan's like, look, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem.
You can't kill everybody or you screw yourself.
Yeah, Fred, what are you going to do when you kill everybody? I didn't think that part out. No, you didn't, champ.
No,
Welcome to hell.
You got to let some of them live and breed and make more for you to kill.
Oh, God. But yeah, so that was Halloween. By By the time you're watching this, I want to say Halloween Ends is either out or close to being out.
Yeah, unless I put this out next week because I'm bored.
Do not do that. Because it won't make any sense.
So
yeah, enjoy Halloween and please watch these movies, because even though we said they've gone insane, they're still a treat. I actually.
Oh, just because they're trash doesn't mean you shouldn't eat it. I love McDonald's, and that's garbage.
Yeah, and like I honestly, like, if you want my honest opinion of like what timeline I kind of prefer the current timeline we're on, but I have a soft spot for the Thorn timeline, which is 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
I mean, hey, at least they're like, screw it, make it a demon.
Yeah, like, all right, like the Thorn timeline, like
they understood this guy survived way too much damage, and we have to keep pumping these out.
I'll go into, if we ever tackle the Thorn trilogy, I'll explain why it led to there, as opposed to what the original plan was, which was not at all Thorn. It led to there because of 5.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff where it's like, well, we had this script for this other movie. Screw that.
No, it was not that. It was literally a Frenchman got his head up his own ass.
Oh, okay. No, that usually explains a lot of
Blame the French
movies.
for everything.
I blame French Canadians for most things.
All right, well, that's it.
All right, yeah.
Did you have a preference on any of the timelines?
The current one is probably the best timeline. I really would prefer 1 and 2, and then none of the other ones existing.
I wouldn't even prefer 2, because again, it just takes away.
No, it's fine because like it's great because it's like, oh, that makes if you put 1 and 2 in a bubble.
Right.
Okay.
I knew a guy years ago who was trying to edit 1 and 2 into one movie, and I don't know if he ever did it.
You could.
Oh, you
literally
could.
You take out like 2 or 3 scenes and it's done. It's just a really long movie.
Yeah. You literally
like the pacing would be completely screwed, but it's a one long movie.
Not really. The pacing wouldn't be that screwed
because
it's still slow. It's still like methodical. He's still very like.
No, I mean like the
in between the transition and all that.
Yeah, like the pacing of like the whole thing would be off
a little bit. Yeah,
because you'd have
him getting shot.
Because you'd have a double arc of story.
Yeah, so you have to kind of cut out like the ending of 1 more or less, and the beginning, and like superimpose it with the beginning of 2.
Yeah,
like it's a little tricky, but you can do it.
So I prefer just 1 and 2 on its own. I do like this new franchise. I just don't like this middle one.
Yeah, Kills was not that
It was
great.
just too violent. Like
also, like, yeah, it was just, he was way too aggressive. Even for me, and you know me, I
love it when like someone can get hacked to pieces, but it's got to be fittingly done.
Like okay, like I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
But that's a lunatic with a chainsaw. You expect
chaos.
What the tone of 1 and 2 does not match the
tone of Kills.
No.
Like at all. Even the tone of 2018 doesn't match the tone of Kills.
Yeah, because like it's ramped up.
But I think we're about wrapped up.
Yeah.
Sometime I should make you watch all the Saw movies and try to tell you when they all take place, because they're all out of order.
So, yeah, because some of them are sequels and some of them are hidden prequels,
and some of them are literally taking place at the same time. Huh. I got nothing. We're gonna go into Saw some other day. There's a Veil game attached to that too.
Yeah, I bought that for us 5 Halloweens ago.
I don't know where it went.
I think it's over there somewhere.
I don't know.
Oh no, I heard.
I'm hardly ever home, so like this room's like a mess.
Yeah. Well, that was your timeline explanation. A little bit easier to do.
Yeah, this one didn't require like
math,
and for me to like go insane and come up with a theory that Michael Myers saves.
Like no alternate history events that happen.
Yeah, Michael Myers don't save anybody. Michael Myers is consistently a piece of shit in every timeline.